Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. So a guitar box just arrived. Very unexpected. I don't know how this keeps happening, but I'm really excited about this one. Been waiting for this moment for a while, and judging by the comments on some previous videos, you guys have been pretty stoked for this one too. So it's actually been a while, but let's do one of my favorite things about running a YouTube gear channel. So I've turned on the camera. That way we can open this box up and see what's inside for the first time together. And dude, this is one I'm especially excited to unbox with you guys. So drop a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That actually massively helps the channel out more than you might realize. Electro likes mutilate the algorithm's thirst. It's what the algorithm craves. So thanks for doing that, and let's set this guitar free. Yo, that 3-a-side Jackson headstock is too cool, as is everything about this guitar really. Not your typical pointy-ass headstock Jackson, that's for sure. And okay, thanks in no small part to a dishwasher that decided it might be more fun to destroy the fucking house instead of draining properly. I may or may not be a little late on this. My bad, but that doesn't make it any less sick. I mean, look at it. So you might have already seen it, but let's get some context. What are the specs? What's the background story? You know, what is this guitar? So this is the much hyped Jackson LM-87, the latest signature guitar for Bring the Horizon's Lee Malia? I've said Malia in the past, but Lee Anderton says Malia, and he's British too, so that's what I'm gonna go with until told otherwise. Now, Lee set the bar pretty high for himself with very cool, very high profile signatures, but since 2019, he's been a free agent, and it seemed like he was really enjoying that freedom. It didn't look like he wanted to be locked down again. So it was big news when he started to gravitate heavily towards Jackson. Could that have anything to do with former Architects guitarist and Bring Me the Horizon touring member Tim Hillier-Brook becoming Fender's artist marketing manager at about the same time? Who could say? Dude, appreciate you, Tim. You're killing it, man. Anyways, according to Lee, the idea for this Jackson offset came from a picture he saw of a vintage Charvel Surfcaster. And I've got a short that goes into the whole history of the cult classic Surfcaster shape, but the OG Surfcasters were built from 1991 to 2004, first the Charvels, then later Jacksons, and they were modernized proper surf rock guitars. You know, semi-hollow offsets with lipstick pickups. So Lee asked the Jackson custom shop if they could make him a one-off version with more Bring Me the Horizon appropriate specs. And according to Lee, they basically nailed the vibe on the first go. It's got a lot of those classy vintagey elements, witch hat control knobs, chrome switch tip, the open chrome humbuckers. Clearly this is a lot chuggier relative to the original Surfcasters, but it's also not a super modern metal guitar. A Kame body and set 3-piece graphite reinforced neck, all with a semi-gloss open pore finish, 12 to 16-inch compound radiused amaranth fingerboard with 22 jumbo frets and shark eye block inlays, Jackson locking tuners, tunematic bridge, and chonky anchored tailpiece with fine tuners, exclusive custom voiced Jackson LM-87 pickups. Here's what Lee himself says about them.
Jackson were cool enough to make like these custom pickups for me. So to come up with the pickup, I used to have an old signature guitar that had some cool pickups in that I liked. So we kind of based it off them, and then Jackson did their own thing, and I prefer my pickups to be a little bit less hot and more open sounding. I'd say like a high, mid-range peak in there.
Wonder what guitars he's avoiding naming directly. And also why they didn't bring the dummy coil that automatically kicked in on the neck pickup to eliminate the hum, one of the coolest features from said unmentioned mystery guitars. Either way, a modern Jackson with a lot of old school rock inspiration? Very cool, but aesthetics and specs on paper aren't everything. And my favorite real-world way to really test a guitar is to write something with it. See what kind of riffs it inspires. So big thanks to Jackson for sending this guitar over for us to check out together. Let's plug it in, get some tones, get some first impressions, and let's take a closer look at the Jackson LM-87 by writing a demo track. Okay, pardon the mess. I know the room looks absolutely horrific.
Hiroshima, I know.
Luckily, this room itself is pretty much okay, but I had to move a lot of stuff in here, and it's just way too much for this room. But anyways, now is no time to worry about how fucking useless Home Insurance has been. Cool. Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yeah, it sounds pretty beefy.
For signal chain, I'm running this into the PB6505 Plus, a classic, but it is a relatively noisy amp, so the only pedal I'm using is the Rev G8, very transparent noise gate just to keep things under control, which will probably be undone by the inevitable Digitech whammy nonsense at some point. And that's going into one of my favorite IRs from the Kick-Ass Audio Hidden Gem Pack. Yes, it's a shameless plug, but we're so proud of what we've created, and we're so proud that you guys love them too. Go to our website, kickass-audio.com, get a free IR, try it out for yourself. I just love the look of this guitar, dude. It looks so vintagey, but then you pick it up and you feel the neck and it's like, oh, okay, that's a modern guitar. It's thinner than I was expecting, but it doesn't feel as thin as it is because it's got this rounded back, so it fits with the whole modernized vintage theme of the guitar. I love this headstock. It's a big-ass Gumby with this massive Scripps logo. It's awesome. All right, enough gawking at the guitar. I know it's gorgeous, but we need to write some riffs. We're gonna go old school because still my favorite Bring Me the Horizon song of all time is Alligator Blood. So we'll start by trying to channel old school Bring Me the Horizon and see how it goes from there. So that would be a lot of the key of 1, 3, 4, 0. I can music. There's something in there. Oh, I like that with the little natural harmonic. They also played with a lot of octaves, so... Cool. I'm a little surprised at how non-Jackson-y it feels. Like, it feels closer to his previous Epiphone signatures than I was actually expecting. Jackson's jumbo frets are usually like everybody else's extra jumbo, whereas these, I mean, they're not small by any means, but they feel like regular medium jumbos. Oh, a little bit of a chuggy tongue twister. Oh, this is turning into some angsty old school metalcore. Though not quite as angsty as the 6,654,647% of viewers who are not subscribed. I guess that's what we're going with for that segue. So here's your quick reminder to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you're the first to know about new videos. We just hit 230,000 subscribers. Unreal. Thank you guys so much. Can we hit 250,000 by the end of the year? Very ambitious, but let's see if we can do it. All right, it is a demo track, so clean section time. Do we have coil splits? Yes, we do. I always loved how Lee Malia paired a humbucker in the bridge with a P90 in the neck. I don't know why P90s are so slept on. They're awesome. Alright, I gotta stop. We're not cowboy courting our way out of this one. Yeah, we'll throw a shitload of chorus and reverb and delay on that. Nice little sad boy interlude, kind of a palate cleanser in between the riffs. Maybe throw some strings on there. It's gonna be great. The fine tuners on the bridge are actually a really good idea. Lee Malia has said before he doesn't know why this is not a more standard feature even on non-Floyd guitars. And you know what? Now I get his point and I totally agree. Something like that. Heavy, angsty, droning fade out. Why not? But I think with that, we've got enough riffs. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the demo track off camera, and I'll meet you back here for my final thoughts on the new Jackson Lee Malia LM-87. But first, here's how the demo track consisting of the first riffs inspired by this guitar turned out. Okay, so final thoughts. Dude, you can tell Lee Malia is a bit of a guitar nerd. I really appreciate the fact that when he's putting together his signature model, he goes for those deep cuts. His Epiphone signatures were modernized and heavier takes on the Gibson Les Paul Artisan, an exceptionally rare guitar that was originally only made from 1977 to 1979 that a lot of us didn't even know existed before Lee's signatures. And when they continued to use that aesthetic on other shapes, that was a lot of players' first introduction to the very underappreciated RD. And so again, here with the Jackson LM-87, for a lot of us, this is an introduction to a whole nother side of Jackson. He's introducing a relatively obscure vintage cult classic to a new generation of players through this modernized, metalized version. And real quick, just because I enjoy the guitar nerdy background stories, the custom shop also made him a Relics version, and that's kind of where this semi-gloss open pore finish on the production version came from. Here's what Lee said about it.
We tried to go for a finish that wears quite easy because I really like Relic guitars, so I really want the finish to wear quite fast from touring. They also sent me a prototype that was Relic in the same style finish so I could see what one would look like after years of play.
And that's really telling because he's basically saying that these aren't just affordable import lookalikes of the custom shop guitars he actually plays. They've designed these to be the guitars he actually plays. You'll love to see it. And it's very, very cool that not only is the signature relatively affordable, but also Lee Malia's ideas inspired Jackson to revive the shape in a big way with affordable X series and even budget JS series versions. And by the way, if you decide to treat yourself, because you deserve it, I'll drop links to all the gear we're talking about in the description for more details. And if you're planning to grab something later, like strings, picks, whatever, feel free to bookmark my Sweetwater Tome and affiliate links. It's a simple, fun way to support the channel, helps me cover costs and improve the content, so massive thanks for being awesome if you decide to do that. And the feel of this guitar is very interesting, in a good way. Obviously, just from the stock product photos, you knew this was never going to feel like your typical Jackson soloist or whatever. But this specific combination of specs gives it a very unique feel. A kind of Jackson-Gibson hybrid. Like the neck and everything, it's modern for sure. But I'm surprised at just how much old school vibe there is here as well. Not just with the looks, but also the feel. Given Lee Malia's guitar history and gear journey though, that makes total sense. But so, point is, even if you're not normally into Jackson guitars, this might pleasantly surprise you. But that'll do it for me. Here's where I'll throw it to you. What do you think of Lee Malia's new Jackson LM-87 signature? You love it? You hate it? What do you think of the vibe and approach? How would you rate it compared to his previous signatures? Any and all thoughts, drop them down below. Huge thanks to my incredible supporters on Patreon who make these videos possible. Their names are up on the screen right now because literally without you guys, the channel would be long dead. So if you enjoy the content and would like to join them, you can become a patron for bonus extras and see your name up there too. Social media, merch, and links to all the gear used are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.